Good morning, everybody.
Hello.
Woo, good morning.
How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing good. Doing good. I after I hit play, I realized I didn't do our intro. I did our commercial. So
I mean, I was
hopefully
like,
people had their cameras out and they got their free cookbook or their
yeah,
free what was it? It was
it's
our 30-day plan. 30-day meal.
free 30-day meal plan. And
Yeah.
can I just say again, based on that, like I love that program that we have
Oh my
added
God.
to
It was
our.
such a good investment. I like, you know how I am as the owner of this company. I pitch the pennies pretty tightly. Like I am really picky at where we spend our money. Like it's gotta help our clients. And so when they came out with this, when Practice Better came out with this software,
Yeah.
I'm like, too expensive. Sorry, our people. I don't like meal plans, and I was like their number one detractor. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to think about this because I don't like meal plans. You and I know what happens with meal plans. Like people think they're going to lose weight on meal plans, right?
If I
Like,
just follow this meal plan, I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be
yeah,
great. Yeah.
right. And that works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they get asked out on a date and they lose the meal plans. And then you know what happens when somebody falls off the plan? What do? They don't just get back on the horse the next day. They're like, heck, I'm a free llama on the prairie. I'm going to go have all those donuts, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but however, what convinced me was the fact that we can put these recipes and we can help our clients expand their palate, and it goes in their journal. So like they type in, I had a serving of keto lasagna. They already know how many calories that is. They know how many carbs and all
Yeah.
that. So that convinced me, best investment ever. So
But
if you want to try 30 days.
then, yes, that. But I love the fact that in our group, like we can be sharing recipes and we don't have to go through the long haul of like, well, give me
Oh
the
my gosh.
macros, blah, blah, blah. We can share
Yeah.
those macros through our program. And it's
Yeah.
just like that community, like, hey, I tried this, it's really
Loved
good.
it.
And then, they can share it and it's already in their
Yeah.
record. Like,
They
amazing.
shared that cheesy ham truffle in group yesterday. Oh my gosh. I tried that. So
Yeah.
sometimes the coach like says, all right, I hate cooking, but I'm gonna try what y'all are trying. Oh my gosh. That's what I had for lunch yesterday. It was so good. Like I don't need bread. It
No,
was so good.
no.
Ham and cheese truffle.
Hey,
How are
we
you
have a
doing?
lot of people on.
We have a lot of people on. Good
Yeah,
morning,
good
everybody.
morning. And since you are
Serious.
on, if you could like, follow, and share, when we go live, you'll get notified. And without you and and those shares, we would be nowhere. We would be stuck just
Yeah.
talking to ourselves. So it takes you guys to be able to help us out and share the good news that we have.
Which I talk to you all the time on the phone, and I would do that regardless if we had any viewers or not. I'd be like, "Hey, Darce, let's talk on the phone."
Yes.
I tried to call you like 3 times yesterday, and you were you have a life or something. Like you didn't pick up my call.
Our schedules don't align. Like there's certain days when you have like back-to-back clients and I'm like, hello, and then you don't pick up, and the same with me.
Yeah.
Like
Mondays particularly, and I have all of these people who call me on Mondays. Mondays, it's back-to-back clients for me for 9 hours. And then I end the night with our food freedom group and
yeah,
my addictions group. And so I end the night, I am on until 9 p.m. And people are like texting me, "Hey dude, why are you not answering your phone?" Because I'm with clients. That's
yeah,
why.
yep. So true.
You having a good week?
I am.
Good.
I'm gonna be honest with the group. I had to go take some vitamin B and
I
vitamin
did.
ashwagandha. I just was feeling like
Oh,
not being outside. I'm feeling that
oh
lack of vitamin D from the natural sun. So
yeah.
my goodness, I'm feeling like I read something about vitamins, and like if it doesn't kick in right away, then it's not a good vitamin. So
Okay, so we're
so
gonna see. We're testing your
you
vitamins because I
already
saw you
told me.
leave. That's good. So you have the vitamin B spray? Is that what I
Not
heard
like
you
a
say?
dropper. I use
Ah,
so Mary Ruth. I don't
very
affiliate with her,
yeah,
but like my kids use her product
yeah.
because they
She's
don't.
good.
She has stuff that's sugar free, She has
Yeah.
sugar in it, so you have to, like anything that we do, check the ingredients, but
Yeah.
they have a lot of sugar-free vitamins,
Yeah.
amazing stuff. So I use the
Good
dropper.
morning.
Yeah,
Good morning, Barbara. It's so good to see you.
yes.
Oh gosh. Yeah. I love her. I've you just have to watch the ingredients now.
Yep,
People are trying to take the cheap way out. So far she hasn't. So
right.
you know what's on my TikTok feed lately is this ashwagandha plus black pepper.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if ashwagandha, I don't know this, but you know how turmeric, you have to have black pepper in order to
Yep,
activate it. And I'm
right.
wondering if ashwagandha is the same because
Well, it's a
man, it is
root.
just infiltrating my TikTok feed.
Yeah, it's a root, so it makes I mean,
Yeah,
it kinda makes sense.
doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about something. Sometimes we take our topics based off of what's happening in our culture and our groups, right? And
Mhm.
so sometimes we just continue the feed from our private groups. We take it public, and
Yeah.
because what our group is experiencing, what we have, gosh, is it like 57 clients right now in group? Um, oh, Patty,
Aw,
it's good
hi.
to see you,
That's my
Patty.
mama.
That's your mom. Well, she's my mama too. I adopted her too. If she's yours, and she gets the old one, the old sis. Is that a deal, Patty? We come as a package.
We do, we do.
So one of the things that the group has been talking about, not only our food freedom group, which is our support group, it's a weight loss support group, but my addictions group as well. This
Mhm.
is a heavy topic today, and so we're going to talk about it. If you watch, I am addicted to Dr. Now. I love him. He's missing one massive piece in his program.
Yeah,
He just is a hope giver. He's a hope deliverer. And
yeah,
bless his little pea pecking heart. I just adore I just adore him. But when I watch these shows, he's missing the support factor. And he's missing the nutrition factor and the fact that we can't just go down to 1200 calories and expect to keep the weight off.
yeah,
That's why all of these diets are failing. That's why the weight loss shots fail. That's why the big company that I won't mention the name. That's why they fail. They want permanent clients. They want permanent people who are dependent on their products, right? And so,
yeah,
so one of the things in his show, as you watch him, 600 pound life and all of that, as he delivers hope, he one of the things that is a very common denominator in every one of his cases is every person has an enabler. Every overweight person in his show has an enabler. Some people, I'm just like, as I'm watching the show, I'm just like, gosh, we're dealing with 600 plus pounds. How in the world are these people getting this food? Because a lot of them can't even get out of bed, and how
yeah,
in the world are they getting this food? And it's maddening because we watch these people bring in all of the fast food, bring in all, that's and they're some drug supplier basically. Whether it's manipulated or whether it's out of love or whatever their reason is, and it makes you mad in the exaggerated level of 600-pound life. Well, we go through the same thing as coaches. That is our number one frustration. It's not about macros, it's not about calories, it's not about the actual food and the actual science. It's about families of our clients not supporting the weight loss journey.
yeah,
And so that's what we're going to talk about today, how you can lose weight when you don't have the support at home. And the majority of us don't. Very, very rarely do I get a client. And when I do, I am so excited. Like when I have a client that their therapist will work with me, that their parents will work with me, that their husbands will work with me. Prime example, and they make it very public on social media. We had a husband and wife work together, from last January to this January. The support that they give each other is just phenomenal. It's like the guy's losing weight, the woman's losing weight, they're doing this thing together, and the support that they have for each other is just absolutely phenomenal. And that's what works number one in our program.
yeah.
However, we have most clients who don't have that. So we're going to talk today a little bit about why and how to lose weight when you don't have the support. And there's some common ways that we go through this. Do you want to start this off with some of the common ways and what that picture looks like at home when they don't have the support?
Well, there's always the, oh, there's some echo now. I'm sorry.
I don't hear it on the side.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go through it. It's usually when I like to look at the traditions that they typically have. Maybe they're nighttime traditions of winding up the day. They've already had dinner. They're sitting around the TV, and then that trigger of like, well, let's have some popcorn, or let's have our nighttime snack that we have. I feel like I want some chips.
Tradition.
If you are, changing your lifestyle, and then all of a sudden, like, this person wants to continue that routine of like chippies, eating those chippies at night.
Yeah.
Aren't you joining in? And then makes you feel guilty for not joining in.
Yeah. So the feel goods. So it can be good pressure of, oh, you used to eat popcorn on the couch with me every night. You used to bake cookies for me. You used to, and now you've changed your life. And now there's this empty void to fill. Right. And so there's some anger. Please, whatever you do not unplug me. I got a little mouse underneath the desk right here trying to fix some plugins, and I'm a little nervous about it. Little college mouse. So there's this void to fill. There's this empty space of what do we do when we used to bond? Our love language was food. Our love language was spending time together. For those of us who are, I'm an acts of service kind. That's my love language. If you show my husband in the kitchen with a broom, he had me from hello. I'm not a time person. I'm good. I'm good with my solo time, right? But the people who have that, not active service, but time, their love language is time. When you remove that act of love, service of that common bond, we've got an emptiness and we're not sure what to do with it.
Right.
There's also, and we're going to talk about the ugly. That's kind of a happy feeling kind of deal. We're going to talk about what to do with that. Good morning, Stephanie. Good to see you this morning.
Good morning.
We're going to talk about the ugly part of self-sabotage, of actual sabotage. And a lot of people are like, oh, that doesn't happen. That happens in our practice more than not. It's more, it's probably half and half. I'm going to say the happy feely, I miss the time with my spouse versus I don't want you to do this. And that usually comes from the root of jealousy. Maybe that person is overweight themselves and they don't want you to come, to soar. They don't want you to have success. And so they're going to do what they can to sabotage. That's real. That is real. And it is overt. Like that is something that is very, very difficult because we have a client who wants to change their life and suddenly they don't have the support of their family and they have the anger of their family as well. And so the jealousy and all of that starts to kick in and they've got a real mess on their hands. Darcy, do you want to talk about the medical side of this? So a lot of us have clients who have family and friends who are nurses, who are internet doctors, who read what's going on, Talk a little bit about the medical side of sabotage for our clients.
Well, it comes down to the nurses and doctors. Yeah, they know how to fix us. They know what pills to give. They know how to prescribe things. But in all reality, when they go through school, they're only doing a small semester even of a nutrition class. What was the number?
1 hour. They just have 1 hour of nutrition.
Something like that, So they're not understanding that, nutrition plays a lot. There are some doctors that are waking up to this.
I'm so encouraged by that.
They're seeing like, wow, this medication is probably causing them to, give us not the answers that we're looking for. But they also are good at making, I know for facts of making us feel like we are not doing the right thing for our own bodies. When medicine,
we're going to a backyard doctor, who's handing out shots and doesn't know what he's doing. And
it goes along
with misinformation.
It goes along, exactly. It goes along with all that is the misinformation. Like they are, our ancestors used to eat like this. It's facts. But then over the years, over their schooling, there's been some discoveries, but we're working on one person's discovery and we're making that a finalized, and there was an article written and that's how medicine came about, was one person's article.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
person's discovery. It wasn't a joint effort. So
It's probably good and well intentioned, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
It's probably, and a lot of it is produced and backed by big pharma as well. So, everything goes back to money. So when you see these, a lot of people are like, they send me these articles. Monica, look at this. It says that eating too much fat can cause, or eating too much protein can cause cancer or what have you. Well, when I was open the study. When I open the study, I see it's backed and funded by the vegans. So you got to follow the money, right? So you can find any study,
yeah,
you can find any article to back whatever you're trying to say. The fact of the matter is you got to go by results,
yeah.
And
And
we
on
have.
top of that, with our recent with erythritol, like how
Oh
they
yeah.
were trying
Oh
to
my
say,
god.
erythritol was giving people heart attacks or something like that. But they're giving them an ungodly amount of
Yeah.
erythritol in one day. Of course, anybody's going to
Right.
click on that.
Right. Yeah.
But let's do
Yeah.
an
So
article on this, and then it goes to show you how media persuades
yeah.
so easily what they want you to
Right.
follow, and the new
Right.
fads and all these things. Like
Yeah.
it's sad.
Yeah. So basically I go by, well, what's the results? The
Yeah,
results is I have a perfect lipid panel for the first time in my life. I have lost 120 pounds, kept it off, and I'm living the healthiest that I've ever been, right? So you
yeah,
got to go with the results. I did a post this week on how to choose a health coach. And a lot of people, there's just so much information just being slung all over the internet.
mhm,
A lot of these like really really skinny health coaches are saying eat everything you want, no food denied, and they don't understand the hormone effect of menopausal women. They don't. Do you hear that?
is that
Do you hear
snoring?
that? Is my Great Dane puppy snoring?
That's
Oh my gosh, I wish you could see it. He is snoring.
I
I'm
I
glad he's
felt
snoring because I have the cockatiel, the bird, right underneath my desk, and he's not accustomed to not killing it. So I'm kind
yeah.
of glad he's snoring, but it's a little distracting.
It's funny. It sounds like
So,
your phone's vibrating on your
whew, it's
desk
the
or
puppy
something.
just for me.
That's
So
funny.
let's talk about some strategies. So
Mhm.
that is out there, whether it be happy, sad, indifferent. The reality is when you get into your health journey, you're not always going to be supported. You're gonna have grandma who invites you over. She has slaved over this apple pie recipe. She has slaved over it. She's made it and she's infused it with love. You come over there, you're on a new lifestyle where you don't want to feed inflammation anymore. You don't want to feed the cancer with the sugar anymore. You have changed your life. So, what do we do? What do we do when we have people that have to go through this journey alone? They
Mhm.
don't have the support at home. In fact, they have the opposite happening. They've got the guilt happening at home. They've got the sabotage happening at home. The person who supplies them with the
Yeah.
drug being sugar, right? So let's talk about what we do over strategies to overcome. We're going to talk about boundaries first, okay? Communication has to happen.
Yeah.
There's no way that you can get through this frustration without boundaries, without saying, and here's a scoop. There's a lot of fad right now about gluten free, and there is some truth to the gluten free. We were gluten free before it was cool to be gluten free. There's a lot of sensitivities now.
Yes, there is.
There's a lot of things out there, that are peanut allergies, for example. That's a real deal. You would not second guess somebody who said, "I'm allergic to peanuts. It will close my esophagus," right?
Yeah.
We would not second guess that. So why, when we are trying to not feed cancer anymore, when we're trying to save our lives by losing weight, when we're trying to fight for our very lives, why would we sabotage that? Why would we apologize to
Yeah.
grandma for saying, "Hey, grandma, I'm changing my life. I love you so much. I thank you for putting love into this. I thank you, but I'm going to have to pass." Why are we apologizing for that and saying, "You know what? I'm so sorry." Okay, just one bite. Just one
Right.
bite. Yesterday, one of your clients in our group really made an impact in me, in talking about the just one bite. How did
Mhm.
he say that? Um, what was that he said? It's that one bite that could kill me, right? when I take that first bite, what was that? Are you on here, mister? It
You're
was,
talking
it was
about it's the
that first
thing that
bite.
caused
The
the
first bite.
first bite was what caused him to be 300 pounds, or
That first bite.
yeah,
Yes.
something like
And
that.
same with alcoholism, that
Yeah,
first drink.
yeah.
When you realize the impact of that first bite and
Mhm.
realize that that first bite could be a 300-pound sugar binge, 30-pound sugar binge, it could be the addition to your food addiction. When you realize that, you look at grandma's pie just a little bit different.
Mhm.
Is that pie worth that first bite that will cause you to crash and burn in your lifestyle? So setting personal boundaries. Give me some examples, Darcy, about how to set personal boundaries around your journey.
Well, first of all, it's learning to use the word no,
Mm.
knowing that that one is a good complete sentence.
No.
What
Yeah.
they're cooking for you, grandma's pie, you know, is initially not good for you. So you've got to stand up for yourself and saying like, yeah, this is,
No.
I don't need this. So no, no, thank you. Like you
No,
said.
thank you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, you know, there's a lot of personal boundaries that you can create with that, but you can also have that conversation, that hard conversation with the grandma, and say,
Mhm.
listen, I've, like you said just a little bit ago, like,
Mhm.
this is not working for me. I cannot eat this stuff anymore.
Right.
And here's the thing that I just had an aha moment. You can get people on board. Like I got, we got a lot of our family on board, right? So
Mhm.
Thanksgiving gatherings look a lot different. But when your parents are amazing cooks, like if grandma's an amazing cook, like have her work with the ingredients that
Oh,
you
yeah.
can, and they can make you an amazing.
And they want to.
They want to.
They want to.
Like my mother-in-law, for example, I'm talking about, she loves to bake, she loves to cook, so she loves to discover new things. So she creates these new amazing
Yeah.
meals for us.
Yeah.
And that's like, we got her on board, and this is all like all happy go lucky here. So
Yeah.
there's
Yeah, they want to. People don't want to see you unless you have an official sabotager, that is possible.
Yeah.
There can be people who are like, sorry for your luck. If you don't want to eat what we're eating, sorry for your luck. You're on your own." And there truly are people like that out there who will not do that. But the majority of people want to know how you're changing your life, and they accidentally sabotage your life, right?
and
So
it's the curiosity of like what foods that we actually have, and then that
yeah,
helps them dive a little bit deeper into knowing, oh, this is just normal stuff.
yeah. So
Yeah.
communicate your needs to your
Mhm.
family and friends. I always say if you are going to be around that person for more than 3 meetings, then you need to have the hard conversation
Yeah.
with them. If you are visiting, let's say you're at a party, okay, and this does not apply to my addiction clients, by the way, that I always have to separate that.
Yes.
There's no moderation for a food addict, right? And a food addict cannot put things on their plates that don't belong on their plates, or they go into a relapse. Okay, so that's a little disclaimer there. However, if you are just at a party and you're like, it's a political party, you are, going to a fundraiser for a politician or whatever you do. That's my world. If you're going to be there for just one meeting and you don't want to offend your host, put the food on your plate, cut it up, and spread it around your plate. This looks like you're eating it, and or have a cup of coffee. Have a cup of coffee in between you and your friends, right? You and your host, because that's a safe place. This cup of coffee feels like I'm drinking, I'm participating, I'm good, and so hold on to a cup of coffee with a bunch of heavy cream in there and enjoy yourself. If that is something that you're going to just do one time, okay, you don't have to have the communication, the barriers, all of that. But if you are going to be around this person more than 2 or 3 meetings, you need to have a hard conversation and say, listen, I need you to help me. I need you to help me. So when we come back, we're going to talk about the strategies of what to say to those people at the party. What do you say to that person that is trying to get you to go along with, with the social environment of that party? All right, we'll be right back. All right. So, Coach Darcy, we are at a party.
Yeah.
All right, we're at a party, and let's say that it's a Bible study, okay? And let's say this is more than 3 meetings. So we just joined a Bible study. We're gonna have this Bible study here for for 2 years. Okay, so you're gonna be with the same people for 2 years, and they like to eat. They like to have a potluck every single Wednesday. This is my story. All right. So you're going to help me out. You're going to do some coaching for me. So let's say that I just joined this. I've not met these people, but I'm going to be with them for the next 2 years. And they love to eat. They love the sugar. They love the potlucks. Okay. So what am I going to do as I go into this situation? What am I going to do? Do I just keep quiet? What would you recommend that I do, knowing that I've got a long road ahead and I do not compromise my eating?
Right. Well, in that case, since you know that you're going to be with them for a while, you know that eventually you're going to have that conversation, or it's just naturally going to come up because they're going to notice, oh, she's not eating these things. Does she not like these things? Does she not? So, in that case, you know that the first meeting, you are obviously going to come prepared and bring something for yourself because you know that you don't know what's going to be there. Unless they are a really organized group of like, this is what we're having. So then you have an idea of what they're going to eat, knowing what the menu was. But since in that case, you know that you're going to have that hard conversation if it's not brought up naturally.
Mhm.
If that host, provides things for you, wants to provide things for you, then you can, sit
Yay.
at a different time and say, hey, this is what I normally have. If you want to provide for it. If not, I am be honored to bring my own stuff.
Yes.
To provide for other people, not just for you, but you're just bringing it
Yeah.
to provide for everybody else. But you'll have that one thing
Mhm.
every time. Another thing is don't eat there, eat beforehand, and then have that cup of coffee. This
Mhm.
worked for me at my
Oh, yeah.
Mark's work event. There was that dessert bar at the end of the day, and then everybody was there. I hunted a waiter down, and I said, "Can I just have a cup of coffee?" And while people were enjoying their dessert, I was drinking my coffee, and there
Yeah.
was no like regrets. Even those people are like, "Are you sure you don't want to have this? I'm sure it's sugar free." Being joking because you're gonna have that, but
Mhm.
you're like, "No, I'm good. You
Good.
got this in your hand." So that would be something that you could do. What
Yeah, so I'm not going to expect them to cater to me every time. I'm going to have the responsibility to bring my food. And like Patty says here, I take and share what they see my food is really good and they want the recipes.
I
So
do.
one of the misnomers is that we have keto food. There is no such thing as keto food, y'all.
Right.
What we eat is whole foods. What we eat is real meat, real fat, real food. We don't eat the packaged crap. We don't eat the processed stuff. And we don't eat the sugar, right? We don't, and we lower our carbs. So there's things that we do, but it's not keto food. I bring real food. Now, sometimes I'm just too tired. Sometimes I know during small group that there's just going to be pizza there, right? I just know because we are all tired. And sometimes we don't have time. And so we know, okay, tonight I know there's only going to be pizza there. I've got a choice. I can bring a nice, healthy, fat salad, or I can go eat before. So
Mhm.
what we've done in this situation is Brian and I go out to eat beforehand. We have a date night. It is not offensive to me when there's not food there for me because I have a responsibility to provide that for myself. Now, what usually happens is as you're going through, people watch what you eat and they tend to maneuver and tend to shift their thinking over to what can I eat? Because then they find out it's not keto food, it's real food. Okay, it's just a little bit, a couple tweaks, and
Mhm.
sometimes there's not, and that's okay. But I'm prepared for it. But even before all of that, Darcy, the responsibility, what you're talking about, lies on me. It is
Mhm.
the fact that I will not compromise my what I put in this body. I lost 120 pounds. I'm living in freedom. Darcy, you've lost 70 pounds. You're living in literal freedom right now. There is nothing on this earth. I have worked through my food addictions. I'm working through my food addiction. I will be a food addict for the rest of my life, but I'm working and I'm using the tools. I will not compromise.
Right.
I don't care if it's a week that I don't eat. I will not compromise. You have to have that resolve deep in your gut that you want freedom more than friends. We want friends.
Well, there's that light bulb that turns on that makes you want to, live this lifestyle.
Oh
You're not
yeah.
waking up in pain. You're not waking up,
Yeah.
and you know that if you are having a pretty groggy day, like I
Mhm.
did this morning, I just took a vitamin B because I knew that I haven't seen the sun for a while.
Yeah.
And that just was like, I have that freedom, that foundation,
Yeah.
and there's nothing that anybody could say ever that would make
No.
me change my mind. But
No.
unfortunately, we don't have all the clients on board on that yet because they're still thinking about other people.
Yeah.
So working on
Yeah.
that fact of worrying about what other people think is
Pleasing.
vital.
Yeah. We have an addiction to pleasing people, and we want to be liked. We want to fit in. I used to think it was high school. I and when I went on this weight loss journey, I realized within the first 6 months, I'm back in high school again. People actually care what's on my plate. Why the heck do people care what's on my plate? I mean, they legitimately do. I'm like,
Yeah.
mind your own business. I'm feeding this body what I feel is health. It doesn't matter what's on my plate. Now, if you're watching my plate to see what to put on yours to be healthy, absolutely. I'll show you everything. But there's it's amazing that people care what's on your plate when
Yeah.
you decide to get healthy. So when you don't have that support, it can be daunting. It can be frustrating. This is where people go off the rails. This is where we lose people. So if you're in that situation where you don't have support at home, please, by all means, please join a group. Please join. I mean, our weight loss support groups are probably the highlight of my week. We do
Mhm.
one-on-one coaching. We help you with the macros. We help you with all of the things. But when we get in those groups, you and I are changed
Mhm.
because we're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. Oh, you're feeling that. I was feeling that too. My addiction class this week, oh my gosh, you got, I'm choking on it, thinking about it. You got to come and visit the addictions group. It is absolutely breathtaking when you have the support of a coach and you have the support of people doing the same thing
Yeah.
and you've got the backing. It like infuses courage in you and you're like, I don't care what my family says. I want to get healthy more than I want to be sick, right? That support is just, it's incredible for the
Yeah.
coaches. We've been doing this for 7 years. And when we get more out of it, I mean, I pulled gold away from group yesterday. I absolutely did. By the way, did you know what I did yesterday, Darcy?
What did you do?
I know what I did yesterday. I love groups so much that I just open the doors for our clients when they hit their maintenance plan.
I do know
Okay,
what you
I'm
did.
gonna give you some credit too because you and I were on a phone call but I had the final decision,
You
right? I had
did?
the final stamp of we want our people to succeed so badly when they get to maintenance.
Yeah.
And when they reverse their diet with us, it's lifetime free group support.
Yeah.
And we have several people right now who have qualified. They are
Yeah.
in on that lifetime free support. When you have been with us and you've gotten to maintenance, we are celebrating with you and we want to give you the tools so you don't drift, right?
I love
Free
the
lifetime
comment.
support.
I love the comment from one of our clients that said, that this is just added to one of my whys, like why I'm going to do this
Oh,
for me, because that just
so
shows you
true.
how much they love group and how much they
Oh,
love the accountability and that community. So
yeah, so true.
yeah,
We had to shut group down one time. I used to have a group,
we did.
and people weren't coming, and they wanted me to record it, and so we shut it down. We're like, you know what? I'm like, if people aren't coming to group and giving and sacrificing, 1 hour a week, I'm not going to record it. I want it to be live, and I want them to get everything they can. Well, we shut it down for a year, and then we decided to restructure it and thank goodness we did because we have got a solid group. We meet every Monday night at 8 o'clock, and then the opposite Monday we meet at 2 o'clock, and then I run an addictions group. 12, I'm sorry, 12 o'clock p.m. So we do a lunch hour, and then every Monday night I run an addiction support group, and it is changing the course of this practice. It
Yeah.
really, really
Yep.
is. So we want you to know that you're not abnormal. If you don't have support at home, you are not abnormal. You are actually very normal. And there's a way for you to still lose the weight and still lose the weight and not be alone, right? Not be alone. So if you need help with your journey, Coach Darcy and I are here. What we recommend is we recommend you set up a meeting with us
Mhm.
first, that we do a free call, completely free, that we hear your story because we have so many different kinds of programs. We have branched out to go beyond weight loss. We now have a program that if you have chosen a route that has hurt your metabolism, there's no shame in that, right? There's no
Right.
shame. I remember, and Coach Darcy remembers wanting to get to the weight loss off and the weight off very, very fast. We chose not to take another route. We chose to do it naturally, but we understand and we can empathize with that feeling of, I just got to get this body fat off of me. And so we have created a program that will help you get off the GLP 1 medications by a reverse diet with the help of your doctor
Mhm.
so that you don't gain it back. Because what's happening with the GLP-1 is people are wanting such a quick fix that they lose the weight very, very quickly. They're losing the muscle mass. They're losing all of these, they lost the weight. We can't argue with that.
Yep.
They're losing the weight fast. But what they're doing is the minute they eat a normal meal again, they start the weight just rages back. There is a
Yeah.
science on how not to do that.
I I just had an aha moment of, this also works with anyone who's been on a low carb
Mhm. Oh yeah.
meal plan that is,
Yeah.
has crashed your metabolism.
Yeah.
You may have lost the weight real fast because you're eating
Mhm.
like under 900 calories.
Mhm.
So it's very
Yeah.
similar. So if you're,
Yeah.
ready to do that switch, like it's a
Well,
necessity. Like
and
it's
frankly, we do it with our clients.
Mhm.
That is a mandatory rite of passage to graduating from our program is a reverse diet.
Yeah.
We want you up there at the 2,000 calories. Now we have different techniques that we use for GLP-1 versus because we got to go darn slow on that. I mean, whoo, because that is so touchy. When that food noise comes back, let me tell you, the food noise comes back and it's a wrestling match. And so there's a specific science behind that. But every one of our clients goes through a reverse diet. If they're with us till the end, it's important. Person that comes to me from the company that shall not be named that puts their people on soy crap and has 800 calories, those people, we can't even start the weight loss until they've reversed their diet because they've hurt themselves. The program should be illegal, by the way.
It should.
I have strong feelings about it.
No. You need
Sorry.
to hear the words
Sorry,
you
but I'm
want
not
to
sorry.
hear.
Not sorry. So, all of that to say is we meet you where you are. When you get on a free health assessment, we can put you in the right program. There's hormone issues. There's women who have menopause issues. There's all sorts of things. We have a package that is designed around your specific needs, not just around general weight loss.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. We're here every Tuesday morning at 11. Coach, do you have anything else to say?
No, just,
Are you feeling better?
I am feeling better. See what happens?
There we go. It might be me. It might be just
It could have
talking.
been just I needed to see your face. It could have
I
been
know.
that. It could have
I
been
know.
the vitamins they just took, and now I feel
Uh-huh.
better.
No, it's me. I'm sure.
It was definitely Remington's snoring that
I wish I could have a swing light down there because it's so darn cute. He is 42 pounds now and 15 weeks.
Is he
He's a
still Jaws?
monster. He's all jaws. He is the cutest thing. And we're learning the training collar. So we've had some moments this week, but he's learning very well.
Good.
So, all right, guys, we love you. We are here every Tuesday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So feel free, if this helped you, please share this. Reach out to us if you need that support. If you're struggling because you're doing this thing alone, please don't do it alone.
Nope.
Please don't do it alone. If you've hit a weight loss stall, it could be a simple thing as your macros have leveled out and we have to adjust it.
Yep.
Could be just you need an infusion of courage. That's what our job is. So we love you. We'll see you next Tuesday and talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.